Yo, what up, Movement? Pastor B here, and welcome to Movement Talks. It's our very first episode, and you may be saying, what is Movement Talks? Well, Movement Talks is an opportunity for us to discuss a question or questions that you may have DM'd us on Movement, you may have DM'd me personally, or you might have asked while we've been kind of out hanging about, and I haven't gotten an opportunity to do it. So it gives us a forum to talk about those things. So welcome. Make sure you like, comment, share this with everybody else. But I want to start off with this very first episode with the question everybody seems to have nonstop. Yo, Pastor B, I like Juice WRLD, I like Mac Miller, I like Trippie Redd, I like Drake, I love Beyonce. You know, I like my music. But Pastor B, is it wrong if I listen to non-Christian songs? Well, this is what the Bible says. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 and 24, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Avoid all perverse talk and stay away from corrupt speech. Now, Pastor B, what does that have anything to do with music? Well, it has everything to do with not just music, but just entertainment and media, all in itself. Because everything flows out of the heart. And so whatever you're watching, whatever you're listening to, whatever or how you and your friends talk, that all affects this, and that flows out of this. This dictates how you act, how you think, how you react. It all flows out of what you're putting inside of yourself. And so one thing I like to always say to youth, and I even say this to myself, is, man, am I guarding my portals? Like, am I watching, being careful of what I'm watching? Am I careful of what I'm thinking? Am I careful of what I'm listening to? Am I careful of what I'm saying? Because all that matters. And when it comes to music, we can't deny the influence that music has over us. Like, let me put it to you like this. Have you ever just been like listening to like some, like your favorite rap song while you driving and if it's kind of aggressive, you know, about what the lyrics, and you driving somebody, man, like you just get frustrated, you get angry. Have you ever noticed if you're listening to like a nice little slow song, you know, some of us like SZA, you know, you listen to some SZA, and next thing you know, like you about to text somebody, you know, you have no business texting, you know, or you listen to some other stuff that's arousing or getting some emotions in you or some feelings that you know probably aren't glorifying or edifying to you. So I would say this, is it wrong? I'm not going to come out and directly and just say all non-Christian music is wrong, but I will say be very careful about the non-Christian type of music that you're listening to, because it does influence you, and it influences your thoughts, and it influences your behaviors. And so I'm not saying you can't like some of those songs, because I'm being honest, I do. Like, there's some songs I do like. There are some artists I do like, but I am very careful. And I will say this is open and honestly, I've taken, even in this current season of my life, to be a lot more strategic about what I'm listening to and what I'm watching and what I'm saying, because everything flows out of the heart. And how does stuff come out of the heart? Well, what are you putting in it? What are you putting inside of you? Like, what are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you saying? How are your friends talking? So I would just say be very, very careful. Be very, very careful about what type of music you listen to. Matter of fact, I'm going to go one step further with this, because I recently did this past summer. I went on like a 60-day no secular music. So it only had to be Christian artists. That's all I could listen to. And I will say this, I had never been, you know, as calm. I wasn't getting as frustrated easily. And I just found myself in a place of contentment and peace and joy and happiness. Like, I kept filling myself up with more of like Christian artists, and it wasn't always worship music. I mean, like Christian worship music, excuse me, it was all Christian artists, but not worship music. It was sometimes like I found Hovey and Forrest Frank and some of these other guys I've been kind of like dabbling into that make the type of music I listen to, but they are Christian artists. And then I started even paying attention to the lyrics that I was singing, or what I was digesting or ingesting into my spiritual life. And man, I'm telling you, it made a difference. And so I will say this, you know, if you're dealing with different things of should I listen to it, or I always say, here's my check. Like, if a song comes on, I'm like, I just change it. Like, I'm like, oh boy, like I just change it. My rule, I don't know how y'all's mom is, but I'm like, yeah, if my mom was in the car and I would be embarrassed if this was on the radio, I just change it, you know? And if I'm on the fence, I'll just change it, because if I'm on the fence, then that means I'm uncertain, and I like to be certain. So one thing, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. But I would say be careful well, how much of that you're placing into your life. And I will say this, we live in a time and era now where there's some great artists out there that are Christians, that are believers, that are putting out some great music. Use this as an opportunity to expand your musical taste and expand some of the artists that you're actually listening to and that you're actually consuming. And I promise you, like I truly believe, like if you guard your heart and protect your heart from some of these things that don't edify or that aren't pushing you to become who God's called you to be, like listening to songs that aren't necessarily Christian, I guarantee you, like if you kind of shift that in your life, you'll definitely see some great changes. Well, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Movement Talks. Until next time, peace.